Shalom Avracha. At the end of Parashas Mishpatim, we find Sefer HaBris, the book of the covenant of Har Sinai, between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Klal Yisrael, has a book called Sefer HaBris. And on the content of that Sefer, Klal Yisrael says, Na'aseh v'nishma, Kol asher diber Hashem, na'aseh v'nishma. They'll do and they'll hear all the content of Sefer HaBris. But what is Sefer HaBris? Rashi learns it means a Torah, from Bereshis till Matan Torah. That's Rashi's opinion. The Ramban says no. Sefer HaBris means Parashas Mishpatim. All of the details, all of the intricacies of the laws that are mainly Bein Adam Lechaveroi, mainly civil law, all of these details are a part of Sefer HaBris. And the question is why? We would understand if Aseret HaDibros would be the Sefer HaBris, now we could understand these are big ideas. These are the ideas of faith in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, our emunah, our most basic emunah, the idea of Shabbos, the idea of moral behavior, basic human morality. That could be a part of the bris between us and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But all of these details that you encounter generally in Beis Din, when you go to court, why should these be an integral part, an inherent part of the covenant between us and HaKadosh Baruch Hu? How does this make sense? This teaches us a very profound lesson about how we understand the meaning of all of these details of how we should relate to property, how we should relate to the laws that govern interpersonal behavior. Generally speaking, we tend to not take these laws too heavily. We think, you know what, he might owe you money, but come on, it's only money. You can forego it. It's worth foregoing the money for the sake of family, friendship, neighborly relations, whatever it is. It's not the biggest deal. It's only money. Says the Torah, no. Kedusha, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Shechina, resides in a place where property is taken care of, where property is divided based on truth, based on justice, based on where it's supposed to be. Chazal tell us in no uncertain terms that Beis Din is a place where the Shechina resides. Elokim nitzav ba'ad haskel. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is there in Beis Din, where they properly divide property based on truth, based on justice. Chazal say that kol adam dinemes la'amitoi, a judge, a dayan, who does proper din Torah, is nazar k'shutav shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'maaseh Bereshis. He is a partner to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the creation of the world. Just like HaKadosh Baruch Hu orders the creation properly and creates and orders each and every creature and thing in the world in the proper place, so the dayan, when he allocates property based on din, based on emes, on tzedek, then he's partnering HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The idea of the Mishpatim is that this concept of properly ordering property in the world, who does it belong to, who is it coming to, is not just a Beis Din concept. It's for all of us. Each and every one of us needs to understand that the idea of who the money belongs to, of who the property is supposed to go to, whether it's going to me or to go to somebody else, that's an inherent part of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's presence with Klal Yisrael in the world. Chaysamay shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu emes. The seal of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is truth. And if in the world there's no truth, if we get rid of these boundaries that define property law, who does the property belong to, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not going to be here. Part of our covenant with HaKadosh Baruch Hu is these fine details, the fine details of property law and tort law and other elements of civil law that sometimes we think, well, let's leave this up to the judges, let's leave this up to court. No, it's our business. And it's true. Sometimes it's right to be mevater. Sometimes we should forego that which is coming us. There are other values. Family is a big value. Friendship is a big value. Sometimes those values are worth sacrificing for, sacrificing property. But when we make that sacrifice, we're not erasing the letter of the law. What we're saying is, we're aware that there's a shura sadin, there is a letter of the law, but we're prepared to go beyond it. Just like we sometimes give tzedakah, and the Torah obligates us to give tzedakah and to give maisa and to give different things to the poor and to the needy. But when we give, we're not saying that it doesn't belong to us. We're saying it belongs to us and we're prepared to give it away because of that value and because of the mitzvah that's involved. And the same thing is true over here. If we forego, we're not saying it doesn't belong to us. We're not saying it's not coming to us. It does belong to us. That's the emes. And we appreciate that that's the emes. That's the din. That's the din Torah, and that's what the Torah wants. And nonetheless, there's another value that can override and overcome that, and then we give it away. But we do so consciously, with the awareness that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with us, when we appreciate that there's a din, when we appreciate that there's a midah of truth, and when we live by that truth, not only in the way that we speak, but even in all of our interpersonal behavior and in all of Parashas Mishpatim. We should be zeicher to really live by these principles, principles of truth, principles of Torah, to have a bris, a true covenant between us and the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and to really see the Shekhinah that's together with us wherever we may be.